Raven, and I am here to try to explain why healers should not wear monster sets. Now, the first thing we want to do before we even put on a monster set to show you is we want to take a look at our stats, and we're going to take a look at our abilities. Okay, these are our stats prior to putting on a monster set. My maximum magicka is 41,381. My recovery is 1,163. My max magicka is a little over 20k, and my spell damage is around 2,523. These are really good stats for a healer, regardless of your class. So if you're a Templar, this looks good. If you're a Nightblade healer, this looks good. If you're a DK healer, statistically, this is a solid build. Now, I want to go ahead and I'm going to go to skills, and we're going to go to my heals. Now, keep in mind I am a Nightblade, and my setup is different than majority of healers. Once again, I wouldn't recommend any of the Templars in my guild to go Julianos because they have a lot more options, but regen is very important to healers. But we'll cover that in another video. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the weapon swap, and we're just going to go to Combat Prayer. Combat Prayer is healing for 5,428, right? Now, that is the number as it stands. If we take a look at Healing Springs, we're looking at 2,111 health plus another 2,111 health each second for 3 seconds. Okay? And then we have over here the ward, which is 2,729. Now, once we go to inventory, now it doesn't matter what monster set you're going to roll with. If you're going to go Engine Guardian, yes, you're going to get a better regen rate. When it procs, if you go with Bogodan, you're sacrificing for 2%. But let's go ahead and just put on Maul of Inferno, for example. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on the Maul of Inferno mask. We'll go down here. I'll put on the Maul of Inferno shoulders. And now we're going to go back to our stats. Now let me go ahead and get the sword and board. And we'll go back to the stats. Do you see the difference? The health went up. Magicka went down. Spell damage really didn't do anything. But let's take a look at the skill, shall we? Okay, now you see the drop? We lost a small percentage in our healing. Now it's doing 2,111. Now it's doing 2,086. So you're sacrificing a small percentage for a proc effect. And that's relative. Because when we take a look at this, we have only a 5% chance of this procking. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, it could proc more often depending on how often you try to use heavier light attacks. While this is true, we still are sacrificing a hard number for a proc. This is not practical for healing. Healing is about consistency. So, while you might be able to utilize this as a tank or a DPS, for a healer, it's not really optimizing your effectiveness. So once again, this is primarily why healers should not wear monster sets. Now, you can go ahead and, once again, do as you please because it is your game, and by all means, do what you want. But once again, this is effective numbers. These are hard numbers. You can't dispute the facts. So keep that in mind if you're a healer, whether or not a monster set is something you should be wearing. Once again, if you like the video, please feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to get to them. I do thank you for your time, and once again, you have a nice day.